Hi everyone. So last night we had this Diablo 4 developer livestream and it revealed some juicy info about the beta and release coming up. So I'm gonna give you a short rundown here. I also have the link to this in the description. This is the guide to the Diablo 4 open beta that is officially from Blizzard. There's like a lot of info in there about when and what and how. And I have this livestream here also linked in the description. This was an around 1 hour event. They talked about a lot of the various topics and also a few new details. So if you have been following Diablo 4 news, there might be something interesting here. Most importantly, they have released the system requirements for the game so far. So you can see this here. This says open beta specs, but I guess it's going to be the same in the final release or plus minus the same. And from what I've heard, this seems to be relatively low for the minimum requirements actually. So it seems like a lot of people actually have access to the game and not really much trouble playing it, which is actually really good news. So it does run on like relatively old machines. You can check the details there. And another neat thing is they give you this back attachment here for participating in the beta. So you see this here, this is like this wolf cub that you carry around with you on your back. And you can put this as like a transmog option basically when the game launches if you participate in the beta. So for this you have to reach level 20 on a character. And you also get 2 titles. So one for basically just like loading up the game and doing your first character. And then also reaching level 20, you get another title as well. And in the game, there's like this title system. You can always like choose 2 title like parts, so to say. That is actually pretty neat, I think. And if you don't really know anything about the game yet, I think this reaching level 20, if you really want to rush it, will be something like 2-3 hours or so. And obviously, the more you want to like, take the time and learn the game and see the world and stuff like that, you can take longer time. So if you don't have that much time during those open beta weekends, you can definitely do it relatively quickly. Yeah, then they have like a few more infos about what's going on in the beta. The dates for the open beta are March 17th. This is the Friday morning in NA time. And it goes until the following Monday noon. And then we have the next weekend after that, the 24th, again, the same times. So you have 3 days each, or even 3.5. And this first weekend is the early access. So you only get this if you pre-order the game, or if you have a code that you acquired from Blizzard, and for example, from the Hell's Inc. tour or something like that. And the second one is the open beta. So anyone can join, anyone can download the game. You don't have to purchase anything. So if you just want to try out the game, this is the opportunity. There will be an early download before that. And when it comes to the content of the beta, you can get up to level 25, so you don't even have to reach max level for those rewards. And you can play 3 classes in the first weekend and all classes in the second weekend. In the first weekend, it's Barb, Sorc, and Rogue, which is exactly those classes that we already played in the press beta back in December, and where we made all our guides about. So you can see our max level page here already. I also have a whole playlist about Diablo 4 on my channel already if you want to check out more details about the game. I've played it quite a bit. And I've also written some of these articles here, for example, the Rogue overview, and a few more. So we have a bunch of topics covered here. Also, one thing to know that is pretty cool in the beta is that there is this community play live stream. So on the open beta weekend, the second one, they will actually have the developers jump in and play, and you can see them walking around in the game and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool, I think. And also they talked about there's going to be some world boss spawns. So they talked about the Shava, which is this guy here, who is like roaming around at certain times during the beta and like wreaking havoc, and you have to go there and like try to defeat them. So that seems to be like one of these like really cool like finishes basically to the beta itself if you try to beat that guy. And I can tell you the world bosses are actually pretty epic. Other than that, the developer livestream actually had some pretty interesting mechanical insights about the game itself. So they talked about armor and how it works and how it scales depending on the level, and what is kind of like the expected values that you're supposed to have. So that was kind of interesting. We do already have a lot of these things covered as well in our max level guides. It was definitely cool to see that the developers are actually going into detail about the game itself. And eventually they covered a few more questions from the community and these kind of things, and then finished with some pretty fun stuff. That's already it for this update. Obviously, I'm going to be there and blasting this beta as much as I can. So you can find me on my live stream then. And then, you can expect a lot of YouTube uploads from my side. Like, I'm going to pump out a lot of content. I have a lot of ideas already, a lot of things I want to share and talk about. And now we can finally make our own videos, our own footage. So it's going to be pretty awesome. And then leading up to launch, and obviously for years, I'll be pumping out a lot of more content as well. I hope you enjoyed this little update here. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time.